How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Lakewood Brewery's The Tempress, an Imperial Milk Stout. So this is The Tempress by Lakewood Brewing Company, and I was excited to find it, and I kind of bought it blindly also. And what I mean by that is, when I made my most recent trip to Dallas with Hunter, I went to the Ginger Man, which is a craft beer bar where they've got like 150 craft beers on tap. And the Tempress was one that I had, and I remember thinking it was an exceptionally good beer. Now, why I say blindly bought it, well, most of the time there is just no comparison between an on-tap beer and something out of a bottle. But I saw it, I was like, I just had this a few minutes ago, and it was delicious then. Let's give it a shot and see if it's as good coming out of the bottle. So just to give you some information here, this is a beer that comes in at 9.1% alcohol by volume, so it's decently high. It says to drink at 50 to 55 degrees, so that's pretty much cellar temperatures right there, which is interesting because a lot of the time milk stouts usually you drink at a little bit of a colder temperature from what I've found, but we'll see. It says it's best enjoyed in a tulip glass. I'm going to be drinking it out of what I call like a stout pint glass. It's a pint glass with the flared bubbled part right here. And then it has its original gravity, which was 1.091. It has 56 IBUs, which is right in the middle. That's getting pretty close to the bitterness of, say, like an Irish stout like Guinness. 33 SRM. I'm not going to lie, I don't even know what that stands for. So if you guys know what SRM stands for, let me know in the comments. And it doesn't really say much more information than that. There's not really like a... Oh, wait, no, there's a commercial description on the back. It says, Va va vroom. Or va va voom. Our Tempress is seduction in a glass. Curvy in all the right places, this Imperial Milk Stout pours with a thick milk chocolate head, sweet caramel notes, and a warm complexity that grows deeper with every sip. Take your time with her and she'll reward you. And it says it pairs well with robust blue cheese, dark chocolate, and sin. And I am not making that up. Sin. So, we'll see if it's as sinfully good as I remember it being on tap, and if it's all it's cracked up to be when it's coming out of the bottle also. Straight out, the color is nice. It's a very dark brown. I'm going to pour this down the center, see what kind of head I can get on this beer. Very nice head. It has a medium head potential, and that formed a nice 2 fingers of pretty creamy, pretty much dark tan colored head. Holding this up into the light, it would appear pitch black, but there are some just extremely dark brown ruby tones on the edges. The smell of this beer, it's got tons of black chocolate, malt, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of smokiness there too, which is interesting, but good and welcome. Honestly, I poured it so high, keep getting it on my lip. It smells very similar to Old Chub Scotch Ale, at least as far as just the aroma goes, because there's like some peat smokiness also in this. It smells pretty good. Let's give it a taste. Not bad. There is a little bit of like a Pilsner beery beer taste up front, but that definitely lends way into bittersweet chocolate, coffee, malt. Actually, up front, it's becoming more sweet and sugary. More like sweet milk chocolate up front, which becomes a more bitter black chocolate and coffee in the back. But what's interesting is just a little bit of that smokiness resides still within the malt. They may be smoked malt that they used. This actually, to me personally, Drinks more like a damn fine Scotch ale than an Imperial milk stout. And I'm not complaining. That's a good thing. Based on what it is for an Imperial milk stout, it's very good. It's not absolutely mind-boggling or like impossible to wrap your head around the flavor of. I think I would give it like a 6.9, maybe a 7 out of 10. It's good, but it's not crazy. Now, if this was marketed, and I'm not going to lie, if this was marketed as a Scotch ale, I think these guys would make even more money, honestly. Because this tastes like a amped up double version of an Old Chub Scotch ale. I mean, it's delicious. I want to give it like a 10, but in my head I know that I'm giving it a 10, basing it and critiquing it as a Scotch ale. I mean, just on taste alone, it's very good. I would give it like a 9 something, but as a stout, it doesn't really drink like a super crazy stout. I would call it like a 7 on the stout meter, but for a Scotch ale, it's fantastic. So my advice to you is, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, if you enjoy Old Chub, pretty much, Old Chub or Old Chub Nitro, give the Tempress a try from Lakewood Brewing Company. I know that's kind of strange advice, but, you know, that's just what it reminds me of heavily. So, that has been my review of the Tempress. Hope you guys enjoy the beer review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.